everyone, welcome back to my channel Tech Universe with Asma. Today we are going to cover the topic of AWS Disaster Recovery. What is disaster recovery? Disaster recovery is an organization's ability to respond to and recover from an event that negatively affects business operations. Disasters can be man-made and disasters can be natural, such as earthquake, or the bombing of the site, or the floods, the hurricanes, anything which can disrupt the normal functioning of an organization or of any place. The goal of disaster recovery is to reduce downtime, data loss, and operational disruptions while maintaining business continuity by restoring critical applications and infrastructure ideally within minutes after an outage. So it means that whenever a disaster struck, disaster recovery, with the help of disaster recovery, we are able to restore the critical applications and infrastructure is restored within minutes so that the business continuity does not get affected. Why is disaster recovery important? Because it ensures business continuity, enhances system security, it improves customer retention and reduces recovery cost. Now the disaster recovery objectives. Here we will talk about recovery time objective and recovery point objective. Recovery time objective would be the maximum acceptable delay between the interruption of services. Here the disaster struck and services are got interrupted, and here at this point the service will get restored. So it is the maximum acceptable delay. This is the delay which is acceptable when the services got interrupted and here the service got restored. This determines an acceptable length of time for the service downtime. So here it will say recovery time objective, like for this 5 minutes, 1 minute, 10 minutes. This is the acceptable length of time which is acceptable. So in disaster recovery, the RTO time is set like this much time would be acceptable. Now we will talk about recovery point objective. The maximum acceptable amount of times since the data last recovery point. So here this is the time where the last backup was taken. So this is the data recovery point, and this is where the disaster struck. So this much data is lost. Suppose the data recovery point is set every 1 hour or every 2 hours and the disaster struck. So whatever the time when the last backup was taken and the time where the disaster struck, it will show recovery point objective. Now let's talk about disaster recovery strategies in AWS. Here it is the backup and restore, pilot light, warm standby, multi-site active. Here the RPO and RTO is in hours, and here in tens of minutes, and here RPO and RTO is in minutes, and here it is near real time. So this is multi-site active is the most costliest. It is less costly. The data is light, services run with reduced capacity. The data is light, services are idle, it's not running, and the data backed up, but here no services are deployed. So here the cost is least, cost gets increased when it is going from left to right. This is more costly and this is the costliest. Now let's talk about backup and restore. Backup and restore basically involves backing up of your system and restoring them from backup in case of disaster. So this is the corporate data center. With the help of various strategies or various services from AWS, the data is getting backed up in S3 or Glacier. And also if some of the applications or the workload is running on AWS cloud, the regular snapshots are taken. So here only the restore from the backup can be done once the disaster struck. Now let's talk about pilot light. It's a quick recovery into the AWS, quicker recovery time than backup and restore. It's a bit fast because core pieces of the system are already running and are continually kept up to date. So here with the help of the corporate data center, with the help of suppose Route 53, the EC2 is not running but data application is running. So it involves running only core services in a standby mode. and triggering additional services as needed in case of disaster. So these services, the storage is running in a backup mode, in a standby mode, but additional services such as EC2 or any other services, it will get triggered once it is needed. Now let's understand warm standby. Full system is up and running but at a minimum size. Upon disaster can scale up to full production workload. So it involves running a full backup system in a standby mode. Everything is running in a standby mode with live data replicated from the production environment. So it is costly with in terms of the backup and restore thing. And now the last one is multi-site. Very low RTO. The RTO is very low, the minutes or seconds. Full production load running on AWS or on-prem. So running a full secondary production system ready to serve traffic whenever needed. So whenever the disaster has struck, full production load is backed up and it's running on AWS or either on premises. So this is called as multi-site. So in conclusion, we can say disaster events pose a threat to your workload availability. But by using AWS cloud services, you can mitigate or remove these threats. By first understanding business requirements for your workload, you can choose an appropriate DR strategy. Then, using AWS services, you can design an architecture that achieves the recovery time and recovery point objectives your business needs. Thank you so much. I hope you liked my video. Please like, share and subscribe to my channel. Thanks a lot. Bye.